the last time that I was playing this, let me get that out of the way. I remembered I was talking about a story that I had actually just realized that I never, like, finished because I was looking through and trying to do clips from last night. So the rivalry with Symphony of the Night was a little bit different. He was a cutthroat in the nicest way I could possibly say it when it came to that game. If he figured something out, he would not, for the life of me, or for the life of him, he would not divulge how he did it. It's been out long enough. He was the first one to beat Symphony of the Night. However, we had a rivalry going back and forth about, like, okay, you know, like, well, we beat it, or like, I beat it, and we just need to figure out, like, where all the items are, because, like, there's, like, we would scroll through the item list, and it's like, they would not let you just sit there and hold down in, like, your equipable items inventory for as long as you could without there being that many items. So that's what we were doing, like killing every enemy, going to the library, double checking that the enemies could be killed, exploring the castle as much as possible. And we had just about scoured everything from the first version of the castle, like the initial one. He was able to go in, and I think he found, like, the Alucard sword, like the fake Alucard gear, and all of that other good stuff, going up, beating the Orlocks. Orlocks? I don't know. The guy that sat at a table was like, sit down, I'm going to be a giant lizard now. That guy. So we go through that for probably, like, months. And then, like, he beat the game, he kept beating it, and he's like, I feel like there's something else, but he's like, he just couldn't figure it out while I'm figuring this out. So I was sick, he went to school, and I sat and I played Symphony of the Night while he was at school that day. And in the process, I was going through the items, like, trying to double check if maybe we missed something. There was the gold ring, I think, and the silver ring that says where clock, and then the other one says in tower. Finding out that you could go to this new area, and that's when, like, I explored a little bit, then, like, finding the echolocation of the bat, and then finding the spike breaker armor in the very bottom, like, of the catacombs, like the deepest part of the castle, because, like, there was this the spot where, like, you couldn't get that far. And then what ended up happening was I figured that out and went through, you know, that section of the game and ended up encountering Maria, then finding out about, you know, she gives you the holy goggles, and I go up into the throne room to fight Richter, but I had the holy goggles on this time, which was just like, it was, you know, whoa. And when I found out there was another castle, like, when he came home from school, I was just like, I'm still nauseous, I'm not feeling well, and I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. He's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Like, did you find something in there? And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, there's another castle. And he was like, shut up. And I'm like, yeah, there is. And being the nice brother that I am, I saved and I shut it off. And I showed him how to get to it, because I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, there is no way that I would be that rotten to, like, you know, let the rivalry get in between it. Like, you are gonna get to this castle, and we're gonna, like, finding out that you get done playing a game that you've been playing for just months. I mean, months and months. Like, in terms of if you've never played it, or like you've never had a game do that to you, the way that game had just a grip on him and I at that time would be like if you were playing Elden Ring, and everything that you did in that game, all of the weapons, all of everything that game is, right? You get all the way to the end, and then you find out that there was this one little cave that's down in that, like the starry place, deep underground. There's just this little nook and little cranny that's just around the corner, like behind a bush or something, like that had an invisible wall. And then you break it, and then you just find like a pair of goggles, let's just say for the sake of argument. There's just a pair of goggles. And then when you put them on, it turns out that when you go to fight the final boss, it's not the final boss. There's something controlling that boss. And then you beat it. And then it goes from there to you walk through a portal and the entire map of Elden Ring, the entire lands between, is now flipped. Like, everything is reversed. Everything has been, like, palette swapped. And now everything is twice as hard. You have to fully explore the whole map again, but backwards. With brand new enemies, brand new bosses, and every single boss chamber that are completely different than the last one that you fought. That's what that was like. That was... I have yet to play a game that did what Symphony of the Night did to me, and I'm sure he has as well.